This should be an episode on DIY Network. Hey everyone, so we've had a problem with the floor. We have a hardwood floor in the sleeper. It's more of like a laminate hardwood. Something's getting wet underneath and causing the floor to get damaged and bubbled and soak up water. And I talked to Bolt about this for a good while. They are 90% sure that the water is coming from the HVAC unit. And I'll show you the HVAC unit out there, but it's the heating and air conditioning unit for when the generator's running. The way they're installing these is that the condensation isn't leaking out the bottom like it's supposed to, and it's soaking into the floor. And I'm gonna show you what the floor is looking like right now. Now you can see how bad. Now right there we've peeled up a little bit just to kind of get a look underneath. And I called Bolt and asked them what's under here so we know before we start ripping this up, because having a water-soaked floor like this can lead to mold buildup, which can be really bad for us out here. Having mold growing in the sleeper on the floor, you could get really sick from that, and that's not a good thing. So I talked to our owner about this. I've let him know the situation. I called Bolt, made sure I wouldn't be having no surprises from ripping up this floor. We want to get it out of here so we don't get sick. That mold can be really bad for our health. So we're gonna do some video on it. We're gonna rip this up, show you guys how we do it, and go from there. When I was talking to Bolt, they started doing what was like a rubber mat and across the entire sleeper floor. And he seems to believe that this is what we have in our truck. So who knows? We depending on what that rubber mat's looking like, we might not even need to replace the floor, just depending on what it looks like, and it's up to the owner also if he wants to put hardwood back in here, or at least something that is water resistant, isn't going to soak up water and cause a mold problem again in the future. Got my handy crowbar here
and your handy assistant.
We're gonna get to tearing this thing up. Let's see how it looks.
Oh golly.
Soaked.
Man, that's soaked. Holy cow. So this is where we're at right now, guys. We got part of the floor up. I just finished putting the bed up so we can get the flooring underneath. But look at the subfloor. It is just soaked. It's soaking wet.
Being that it's so soaking wet up front here, we're kind of wondering if where they connected the sleeper, if there's a leak down here and it was going back. From right here going back.
Yeah.
He was saying that it was from the HVAC unit, which is back there under that seat on that side.
Here.
Yeah, well, we did see some water back there during summertime. It's winter time now, so and we haven't been running the HVAC at all. So, oh gosh, this ain't good.
Not good. Not good at all. But
so we got all the hardwood and the water barrier taken up, and
looks like it's coming from,
yeah, the most concentration of wetness all seems like right there. It does. Kind of from this corner too, so I guess it could be the HVAC or the refrigerator. It does look like a lot of it's coming from in front of the refrigerator. Now that could drain that way and out, I guess. Here's what it all looks like. Now we're gonna get this this board taken up because If you look at those dark spots right there, that does kind of look like the formation of mold. All right, let's get this second flooring pulled up.
So here's what we got so far. We're making progress. The wet part was the easiest to pull out. It's that dry stuff back there that's a little more difficult. It doesn't break up as easily.
Got a mold cough already.
Yeah. Yeah, let me show you this piece we just pulled out. Look at this. Look at that, all mold. Yeah, that's not good at all, so I'm glad we're getting this stuff out. We were gonna do it yesterday, but we didn't want to do it until we talked to the people at Bolt about it before we started ripping stuff up. So once we are done getting all this pulled up, I'm gonna take some bleach and clean that up really good because that mold is not good. It's pretty much almost done. There's some spots where there's screws we're gonna have to unscrew, but that'll be pretty easy. But yeah, we'll get it all cleaned up and get it bleached and cleaned really well, and then try to watch where the water's coming from, try to figure out the problem.
Like, it's still really wet back here.
Back
it's
by the
dry
extra?
over there, which the water pump is back there on the inside. The water pump is back there, the water tank is back here, but it's all dry over there.
Yeah, so it ain't the water tank.
So it's not the water tank or the water pump. It is definitely coming from this side, because you can see it's really wet right here, all the way back over here. So it's hard to tell if it's the fridge or if it's the HVAC. We're not using the HVAC right now, the air conditioning, so if it continues to get wet, that would have to lead to the fridge, because we're not using the air conditioning right now. So that would help at least narrow it down to where the condensations or wetness is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there it is, all pulled up.
Now I just gotta finish cleaning all these little remnants up.
Yeah, just a little bit of remnants. We're gonna put some bleach down, make sure we kill any kind of mold issues going on. You can see it's right in front of the fridge is where most of the...
Yeah, I don't know why that's like that. If that's
problem
mold
is occurring, or yeah, I don't know. I mean, it kind of looks like mold.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we'll get it cleaned up here. I'm gonna sweep it. I'm gonna vacuum it to get all the little particles because my broom ain't gonna get all of that. But I'll sweep it, vacuum it, and then I've got some Clorox bleach spray.
We also got like a scrub brush that we'll use to kind of, because it's not a completely smooth surface rubber mat. It's not completely smooth, so it's got some grooves in it. So we got like a brush we'll use to really clean it good. And
I mean, we put rugs down anyway, so you're not really gonna see like this.
At least with this being up like this right now, we'll be able to see where it continues to come from.
Yeah.
But it's really looking to be right in front of the fridge.
Yeah, like I see some wetness here, like.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's still wet right there. It's where the rest of it.
I don't know if it's like, it don't feel wet on the metal part.
Right.
See, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but this is kind of wavy.
Yeah.
Like, that's what leads me to believe it's coming from the fridge. Like,
Right. Right. How would they, if it was the...
I mean, this doesn't feel wet behind it. I mean, that's just basically a cardboard that's covered with vinyl and some padding.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel wet behind it, so it's just, yeah, I don't know where it's just, I mean, it definitely feels really wet here in this corner area. So, I don't know. We'll find out, guys. Now that we got it pulled up, like Jason said, it'll be easier to
see where it's
maybe
coming
see
from.
where it's coming from. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get it cleaned up. Time to vacuum it. Time to disinfect. I've got part of the floor bleached. It's already looking way better. I hope you can tell. This is the undone part. This is done. We put the fan on to kind of get this to dry quicker. I want to let all this area dry before I move over and get this last remaining part here.
You can see the difference.
Yeah, you can see the difference, the treated or the bleached area and the non-bleached area. Yeah, so it's looking better.
Personally, I like this floor.
Yeah, if it didn't have this big seam down the middle, if it was just one
right
piece.
down the middle. Why didn't they do just one piece?
Yeah.
Come on, Bolt.
Well, probably because it goes to the outside and they just.
Yeah.
It probably like
Now, I will say, when I talked to Bolt, their more recent sleepers of this year, they are not putting wood in the floor at all anymore. They've moved to a different type of flooring.
So it's not a laminate.
So it's not a wood flooring. It's not a laminate.
It's probably like a.
He didn't say what kind it was, but he did say that it's water resistant. It's not going to soak up water, and so if you get in a Bolt sleeper built this year, chances are they did away with the wood, because he did say they were having a lot of this problem with other sleepers. We aren't the only ones, so. Hashtag clean my sleeper floor, Cinderella.
All right, guys. So here's the finished product. After taking all the flooring out, this is what we're left with. It's a matte, kind of a rubbery textured matte.
I don't know why they didn't do a full one piece, because you can see the split down the middle.
There's a seam. You can see here.
Don't go too close.
There's a split here.
So it's like they used 2 4-foot pieces to run the length of the sleeper. So I don't know the reasoning behind that.
It was pretty easy pulling all the flooring up, taking it out. It was,
Took us about 2 hours.
Took about 2 hours. Being that it was wet, it kind of pried up a little easier. Probably if it would have been dry, you could have just unscrewed the screws and pulled the whole thing up. This is what we're left with. We wanted to share this with you in case any of y'all have the same problem in your sleeper or are thinking about switching out your flooring. It is something that you can do pretty easily yourself. Yeah, we'll just go from here. Not sure what the owner's going to want to do now.
That stuff definitely needed to come up, but
yeah, definitely.
See what he wants to put back in there that's won't have the same problem if there's more water intrusion in the future.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a bolt error. I think this has to do with that air conditioner or the fridge. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's nothing against bolts. You know, they build an awesome sleeper. I'm really glad to hear that they knew this was a problem and they've changed the way they were building it. You know,
yeah, Bolt's a really stand-up company. They really, really are, and that's it's hard to find those kind of companies sometimes. But Bolt's a really good company, and they do stand behind their product for sure.
They do, yeah.
But yeah, this is what we're left with, guys. I mean, for us, you know, it's fine. I usually put a rug down anyway, so you won't even see this. And until the owner decide what he wants to do, we're fine with it, and we'll live with it like this for now.
Hopefully, leaving it like this for a couple weeks, we'll be able to see if more water comes in. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, then we can go from there.
A little bit of information, educational, kind of do-it-yourself video. If y'all have any questions on the process we did or anything we did, feel free to comment below, contact us, and we'll be happy to help with any questions you have. So thank you all so much for watching and subscribing, and until our next video, peace, love, and expediting.